Hey everyone, it's good to be back. It's really good to be back. Oh, where do I start? You probably know that I haven't posted in months. Well, a lot has been happening, and I never really thought of myself, and I don't think I'm that person to, hide when things are on a downward spiral. But I quickly realized that I didn't have the mental capacity for a lot of things. And one of them was the time to plan. Well, I've been thinking about making this video for a while, for a couple months now, actually. I would say that I'm in a much better place mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that's why I'm here today. So what's been going on is that for the past couple of years, I've been on this journey with my health. It started with one small diagnosis, low iron, and it just spiraled from there. And so for the better part of 2 years, I was seeing one specialist after the other, trying to diagnose the root cause of the low iron, of the anemia diagnosis that I'd gotten. To say the least, it was a roller coaster, but I was a champ. I was dealing with it. And then other things happened, career, things just mounted one on top of the other. I remember making a post last year in December, sharing about how I'd been in this deep depression for a bit of time leading on to Christmas, and I was supposed to host friends for Christmas. So that was just a tip of everything that was happening. And it wasn't even so much the situation with my health, but it was everything else that was compounding on top of that took me there, and I thank God that He brought me out of it. Look, I'm not even sure what I want to leave you with today, but I just wanted to share a bit of what's been happening in my life, and maybe, I don't know, if there's someone who needs that encouragement. Yeah, at some point this year, I actually just took a break. Uni was out. I didn't have any work obligations, and even though the smarter thing to do at the time would have been to maybe go and get part-time jobs since I wasn't busy, I knew that I just needed space. I needed to get away from everything, because every time I went to see a doctor, it was just bad news upon bad news upon bad news. And look, I've actually done some videos. I did actually recorded videos last year, sharing a bit about my health journey that I hadn't posted. And my intention was to post them, say, in the first or second quarter of this year, in alignment with other things that I'd planned for the year. So they're there, and I will spend some time even this year also recording and just sharing exactly what that journey has been up until this point. But in June, at the end of May, I'd just gone to another doctor and received, this was like hitting the nail in the coffin type of, so eventually found out the root cause, and treatments, all the options they gave me were very drastic options, like life-altering options. I can tell you it's not cancer. Thank God it's not cancer, but it's also something quite severe and quite life-altering. And in my later videos, you'll probably understand more. I don't really want to go into that in this video. But in what I wanted to share regarding that is that I'd seen the doctor one more time, and he said, okay, these are your options. Maybe take a couple months and go and think about your options and come back in July and tell me what you decide. So I took the entire month of June off, and thank God for the gift of friendships and family and friends turned family, because I actually had to leave my home, leave my city, and go somewhere else to just stay with a friend and her family. And what I really needed was, I needed to get away from my daily routine and my environment, because I found that being in that routine, I had too much time to myself, and I had too much time to think about everything that was going wrong. But I needed distraction. I needed to take the focus off of myself and actually focus on other people. So going to spend time with this family, it wasn't just to go there and, be served, but actually to find ways to be of service. So I spent a lot of time with my friend. I spent a lot of time with her kids, probably more with the kids than with her. And I really needed kids around me. Kids have this very infective joy and delight that they just used to infect everything around them and everyone around them. And I knew that I really needed that. I needed to be in that space. It didn't take the problem away, okay? It didn't take the diagnosis away, but I needed new perspective. I needed to be in a better frame of mind. So I spent a month with my friend and her family, getting kids ready for school, having fun with them, going for walks, taking them out. It was such a delight. I'm so grateful to my friend because she gave me that gift and she allowed me to serve her and her family in that way. What that trip did for me was it actually helped me to step away from everything that was going wrong and just kind of get this outsider perspective and look into the same situation and realize, it's not that terrible after all. And again, it doesn't mean that the situation has changed, I'm out of it. I'm still dealing with all of that even as I record this. And treatment is planned and all of that. And I'm trusting God for a miracle. But stepping away from all of that just helped me to regain perspective and helped me to take the focus off of the problems and turn my focus to God, turn my focus to other people and serve them in that way. And I'm grateful for that. And I think even physically, in a sense, although I still dropped the ball on my workouts while I was there because of the weather, because it was very cold. But I digress. But I came back from that trip feeling so renewed and even realizing, okay, this is not that big of a problem. And, God is bigger than whatever the issue is. And I felt like I came back with better perspective, was able to go back to see the doctor after my 2 months were up and have a logical conversation and say, okay, this is what I want, but don't touch this or do this, but I don't want that. And, make it an informed and clear-headed decision about what my next steps should be. I had a conversation with a friend and we'll probably air this later. Maybe not, we'll see. It depends on them because it's their story, not my story. But in that conversation, I was telling her about how I'd seen there was this influencer that I follow, and I watched a video where they talked about a health battle they'd faced like 2 years ago, and they were just posting it now. And I told her that I remembered watching that video and thinking, what took you so long? Why weren't you just upfront and open about what was happening in your life? And I told her that when it came to me and when I recorded my videos and realized, I'm not actually sure that I'm ready to post this yet, that it gave me an understanding of what this woman had been through and why it had taken her that long to share her story. And I know there's lots of people who are, going through their own journeys and have their own stories to tell. And I think I can now be an advocate to say, you know what, do it at your own time, at your own pace. And whenever you feel comfortable sharing that story, if you ever do, I'm here to listen. I know there's so many other people out there who are there to listen. But sometimes we can find ourselves, even with support, with people around us, but still feel alone in the journey we're going through and the challenges that we face. I get that now more than ever. So I want to thank you for your patience. Thank you for not giving up on me, and I'm grateful that I'm here now. A lot of the stuff I've said is quite vague. I haven't spoken in very clear terms, but yes, I've recorded a few videos. I will record a few more. I will share more about what that journey has been and what the story is. Thank you.